but it's always sad. Losing human life is always sad. And I knew that there wasn't much that we could do with him. He was pulseless, apneic. I mean, he was already gone. We tried to do CPR as long as we could, and we accomplished that. But unfortunately, he was killed on sight, actually. He was killed instantly when the round pierced his heart. So that's the sad thing about what we were fighting against. It is a tough job. I do it because my comrades, the guys that I've served with, my peers, my best friend that passed away. It's a hard job. You lose a lot of time with your family doing this type of job. And they really have to be, I say, hardened to accept that you're gonna be gone. You can die within 2 to 3 seconds on the ground by IED or a sniper. And most spouses, they can't deal with that, you know. But I would do this until I can't do it anymore.
So are you married?
I was married approximately for 9 years, but my wife, unfortunately, she couldn't take that I was gone all the time and what I do. And she said it was horrible, and you know, she would rather not worry about me than worry about me all the time, if I was coming home or not. So my marriage ended because of what I do.
Is it worth it?
Every day is worth it that you save a life. Sometimes you get weary and you want a normal life, but this is not a normal life. You will never be a normal soldier. I love human life. Human is nothing better than human life. Whether they're your enemy or not, life is life. You can't give life back. You can take life, but you cannot replace life.
That's it for this edition of People in Power. If you'd like to comment on our film or any other matter, we'd love to hear from you on aljazeera.net/English. Until next time, bye-bye.
Business Latest is brought to you by the Qatar Tourism Authority and Capco. Business Latest is brought to you by the Qatar Tourism Authority and
the time. AlJazeera.net/English.
It's filled with surprises, yet with a touch of the familiar. It's all those things you imagined, and some you didn't. And often delights. It's a story of the world, and it's one with many endings. The 5-star global network fly to over 90 destinations on board one of the world's youngest fleets. Qatar Airways, world's 5-star airline.
He's taken stolen goods and he's now dumping them onto the world without any sort of consideration for consequences.
From people making the news.
If the North will be saved a lot of trouble, I think it is important.
We do accept that there was very bad mistakes made in our banking area.
Behind the headlines.
Most South Koreans are not interested in reunification.
Is the inside story, at this time on Al Jazeera.
If you're a Nokia user, you can download Al Jazeera's news widget from Nokia's Ovis store. The news widget, available on compatible Nokia devices, gives users quick and easy access to real-time news updates from Al Jazeera English. See the world in real time. Al Jazeera Mobile.
Malta turns back a Libyan plane reportedly carrying Colonel Muammar Gaddafi's daughter. Hello, I'm Taimur Nabili from Al Jazeera's News Centre here in Doha. We're bringing you continuing coverage of the uprising in Libya. These are the main points. More than 1,000 dead, Italy's foreign minister says. Reports of Libya's escalating violence are to be believed. He also says Italy is bracing for an exodus of biblical proportions as Libyans flee the violence. And in New Zealand, the search continues for around 300 people still missing from Tuesday's earthquake. Now, a Libyan plane carrying the daughter of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi has been stopped from landing in Malta. Now, it's not the first time that we've heard reports of family members trying to flee. Reports from Lebanon just a couple of days ago said a private Libyan jet carrying the Lebanese wife of one of Gaddafi's sons was turned away from Beirut. Let's find out more about today's events. Cal Perry is in Malta, live in the capital, Valletta. Cal, what can you tell us about this incident?
Well, what we understand was about an hour ago, the pilots made contact with the control tower. They initially said we have 14 people on board. They started circling overhead saying we're running low on fuel. At that point, the ambassador from Libya, who's here in Malta, was brought in basically to take part in the negotiations as to whether or not they were going to allow this plane to land. As he entered the negotiations, it then became clear from the pilots who said that Aisha Gaddafi, Muammar Gaddafi's only daughter, was aboard that plane.
Looks like we've lost contact with Cal there. We'll try and get back in touch with him. Let me just remind you of what's going on there. A plane was seen circling